Hello and welcome back to more AEW on TEW 20, not 2020, we're in TEW 9. It's a really low amount of people, and I hope that's just capacity. Yeah, we are here on August 21st, the Dynamite before All in London. We start off with Toni Storm making the defense of an AEW Women's World title against Sarray. Sarray does outperform, but that's just because I think Sarray is... Oh, she just has Midas Touch. And I think, honestly, mainly, I think probably just because Tony's not a, top tier worker, but whatever. Mariah May comes down to the Tron sarcastically clapping. She says, "Tony, it's been a wonder seeing you out here in wrestling. I'm sure Little Sarray gave you quite a fight, but that's not something I'm particularly concerned about. See, I'm already back home in England, getting ready for our match at All In. I think it's a little more that we can have going. Tony, you're a real star of the show, the shining light in AEW's women's division, and on the silver screen, but you really need that face for it, don't you? That pure, untarnished face. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of that face. So you know what? Let's ruin that. At Wembley, we're gonna bring in as much carnage as we can handle." Kind of leans back, the camera starts zooming out a little bit. The show just ton of barbed wire. So yeah, we'll have a length barbed wire stipulation. It fits AEW. I'm not the biggest fan of those kind of matches, but whatever. After this, Christian Cage is seen in a very fancy-looking house surrounded by his family. It's the House of Black, Bullet Club Gold. You know, like saying that you've got familial ties. Losers like the Lucha Brothers want to say that they're all part of the same family, but you don't know half of what being a real family entails. Malachi Black, you think that you can intimidate me, but seeing you mess with my children, seeing you attack them, seeing you go out, mess with Nick and Killswitch and Mother Wayne as well, it pisses me off, but it's not because I don't think my children can't handle themselves. Quite the opposite. I know that they can handle as much as you can throw them and then some. What are you doing that you're ruining the development of these poor, young, innocent souls by giving them something so much lesser than them to focus on? But you know, things are going to change. I know you have Julia Hart buzzing around in the House of Black, being whatever sort of little annoying she is whenever she comes back from injury, but really, you're not alone in having this small little girl annoying everyone. The daughter of Christian Cage is back from overseas. She's ready to show everyone the power of the Cage family and my patriarchy. Kind of turns around, not fully turns around, but kind of begging someone in as Killer Kelly walks into frame and is now the quote-unquote daughter of Christian Cage. I forgot to add her into the stable. I still hate how people Marta's off-screen still show up as on-screen. Pisses me off. Not pisses me off, it irks me. A video package plays, going over some of the work that MME's underlings, for lack of a better word, what they've done in other companies, NWA, I'm not sure exactly where the Renegades have worked, but somewhere I'm sure. Puts them over. Mercedes voices it over, saying that how the CEO has a strict employment process means that no one can get through and get hired unless they truly deserve it. And people that she has right now definitely do deserve it. Mercedes fully goes through and says that she's not afraid of Britt or her team, DMD. Yeah, any of them are just gonna fall by the wayside while the CEO stands tall. Doesn't matter if it's in a steel cage in a dentist's office, anytime, anywhere, Mercedes Moné will beat Britt Baker. And that's going to be proven especially true at All In. Yeah, mostly kind of just a hype for the MME, but still advancing the storyline. Yeah. Taking a hit due to ratings, whatever. After this, to determine who gets to get that tag team title match, FTR defeat the Acclaim. Not too much of a surprise, I don't think. And the books were on commentary. I didn't actually have them like on commentary properly. I just had them at ringside. And they start coming onto the ramp with mics in hand. Think about how the tag team division in AEW has been so beneficial. Thanks to, it's been so good for AEW. It's been so at the peak of popularity because of our smart hires with FTR. And with people like FTR, people like The Acclaimed, that at All In on Sunday, they'll deliver the promises that the AEW tag division has, that they are the best of the best. But they don't really get to cut too long of a promo until the BCG music hits and Jay White comes out with Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Jay tells them this promised top tag team division has been watered down by people who don't care about the division. People like the Bucks who haven't defended that top title in tag team wrestling for so long. While ABC, they're 3-time Impact Tag Team Champion, or TNA Tag Team Champion, either way. And they're more than ready to take AEW's belts as well. Because, well, TNA is nice, while it's good and all, AEW it's where the big boys play, or whatever. FTR, they've recovered enough, they got a mic, and they're telespeaking like, guys, we're here to stop bitching at each other, because your complaints with the Bucks aren't going to matter after Wembley, because we're gonna win, we're gonna squash the Bucks. Bucks are like, alright, you know what, shut up, everyone. So Sunday, they'll see, everyone will see why the Bucks are the best tag team in pro wrestling history. I don't like the Bucks, whatever. After this, Renee Paquette is interviewing the conglomeration, whatever, about the match that the Elite put them onto in Collision. Mark Briscoe says that while they kind of hated doing that fight, they wanted to make sure that whoever won was going to put up a good fight against Kazuchika Okada. Mark Briscoe isn't super familiar with Okada, but he knows that it doesn't really matter where in the world they are or who they face. It'll be a hell of a match. It's going to be a hell of a time to hear the crowd roaring behind him. If nothing else, Mark wants to make sure people out there are being satisfied, that the people out there are getting a good show, that Mark Briscoe can put on the best of the best. Kyle O'Reilly kind of agrees with the statement, saying that, adding Ibushi into the match is definitely something that's unpredictable. Ibushi is just kind of an unpredictable guy in general, but it's not going to put down Mark, because regardless of what happened in that match, on Collision, the other members, they're still going to support Mark Briscoe, because that's just what they do. Everyone is equals, and everyone is ready to get AEW free from the Elite's bullying ways. It's a pretty simple thing there. To move on to Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. I forgot to add in Josh Barnett. I need to add Swerve off, whatever. Yeah, Bryan is finishing a training session with Josh Barnett when Mox approaches. Moxie's had time to think things over, and while he still doesn't like Barnett, he still doesn't think that, he's all that worth it. He'll accept it, but we need to make sure that Bryan is in the top shape possible. So on Collision, Mox wants to face Bryan. And Bryan's like, okay, sure, we'll have our little sparring match. And of course, both of them know that they're not going to just let it be an easy match, and Swerve's definitely going to be happy about this. Yeah, they'll wear each other out, it'll be great. So, yeah. After this first match in a while, first appearance in a while, Daniel Garcia defeats Tracy Williams. Hot Sauce he's fine. I don't know too much about him, but decent stats. Someone that I'm sure AEW would really like. Yeah. Daniel Garcia is respectful after the match, but that is ended with the unimpressed banter of Richard Holiday. This boring, Daniel. Here we at DMI were looking around, think that maybe, just maybe, we would have found something in you. Someone to bring to the fold of Dynasty Market Incorporated life, but no. Well, you're better than an old loser Katsura Shibata, but not to say you're something that we're all too impressed by. I mean, look at us. We're the prototypes of what pro wrestling really needs to be and what we really need to have at our, at the disposal. Pure aura, the size of body of Alex Hammerstone, the ferocity, the destructive presence of Calvin Techman, and all headed by the brains and the wit of one Richard Holiday. Well, what are you? Some 5 foot nothing, personalityless, talentless grappler who's floundering faction after faction, failure after failure, being held back by people like 2.0? We had hope in you, Daniel. You do nothing but let us down. And Garcia, he's gotten a mic of his own by this point. It's face to face with the de facto face of DMI. Like, as they're talking, the 3 members of DMI, they're walking in. They're walking to the ring, they crawl into the ring at some point. Or they get into the ring at some point. He says, "You've done yapping yet? One of AEW's stalwarts, and one of the real pillars that this company has, and you're 3 just cast off some other place trying to pretend you're something special. Now, I get it. I'm not exactly the close with Shibata, but it's a damn legend out here. You're just talking shit? I mean, it's a disgrace to our business to have so much disrespect for people who are as legendary as Shibata. And you've already made no friends here. You've done nothing but insult people, wandering around like you own the place. All while the real people running this company, people carrying AEW on their backs, they're working day in and day out so that people like you can feel like AEW is a place that's worthy of your presence or some other crap. You're here because of my work, and I'm not going to," and he gets cut off by Calvin Tankman, kind of just like shoulder checking him. I'm imagining they're all in suits because, I don't know, I just like the aesthetic of badasses in suits. Hammerstone joins in soon after. Holiday doesn't join in on the beatdown because he's too busy mocking and taunting Garcia. He's talking shit before Shibata's music hits. Shibata's marching towards the ring. Before he even makes it to the end of the ramp, Wheeler Yuta's music also plays, and he comes out accompanied by Claudio Castagnoli. Seeing the numbers go against them, DMI dip, not having, although they still are like, they don't have faith in the AEW guard. It's DMI. That's, we're the new guys. We're here to be great. We're here to really fix up AEW or whatever. But yeah. After this, Saraya is pacing around with Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. They're complaining about how Jordan has challenged them on the previous show of Impact, and that it's something that they don't really know if they can handle. And Jay's eventually like, all right. Yeah, it's going to be a big thing right here. But if we really think about it, small fries like Jordan, TNA, they're not something we need to worry about, because AEW is where the prizes truly matter. I mean, my time in Anna says that her time in Stardom, plus just her overall time since joining in the Outcasts, got her to start making some plans in the background for all of their own improvements, though primarily Saraya's own improvement, for AEW's women's division. Saraya doesn't get any answers from Anna Jay before the segment ends. I keep forgetting to add people off screen. Yeah. Anna Jay should be way better than she is, but I feel like she could have been decent, but she's not gotten much experience in the 5 years she's been in AEW, so hopefully we can fix that. Jack Perry is alone in a room watching plenty of footage from AEW history. After sometimes he shuts all of these off. It's tough being me. In my life, there are certain expectations set on me. The actor's kid. I'm supposed to be big in Hollywood, but instead, I followed my passion for pro wrestling. I claw my way into AEW, and I work my way to making myself something beyond the name of Perry. I become a tag team champion as some Tarzan wannabe. Living around me, showing the world just how serious, just how cool pro wrestling can be. I mean, I envied them. All those people that were out there making pro wrestling cool, I was just some guy. And I mean, Christian Cage, I have to thank you for opening my eyes. And yeah, your portrayal hurt, but it helped me in the end. But even with that hindsight, even with those rose-tinted glasses, that wasn't enough to break me out. Even having that hindsight that it fixed me in the end, that it helped me in the end, it's not going to help. Look at what my career has done. Jurassic Express didn't work because Jungle Boy wasn't believable. Jack Perry got the top guy fired. Jack Perry ruined AEW's future. Jack Perry was too stupid to let Christian Cage lure him in. Everything Jack Perry has done has been a mistake. Everything I've tried, I've been blamed for. The onus was on me when something went wrong. When something went right, it was never because of me. There were just a few people ever saw my potential. Now my career's gone. Of course I would gravitate to the elite. Because why would I sit around and accept myself being blamed for everything when I could actually take action? And look where that's gotten me. TNT Gold. So, Darby Allin, if you think you're this indestructible being, this guy who will throw himself through glass, throw himself in barbed wire, throw himself through tacks, buses, anything for the love of hurting himself, for the love of trying to make a spectacle of AEW. If you think that you can scare me, think you can rip away my validation by hand, there's only one thing to do about it. Not over until you're dead. I'm just gonna have to make sure that your story is over. I would have really liked if this segment was better, but well. In our main event, Will Ospreay defeats Ricochet with a Stormbreaker. Yeah. I feel like just kind of... Isn't Ospreay in physical condition? Isn't Ospreay only like 32 or something like that? Like really young. Oh no, not like age, that's just like injuries, okay. Anyways. Ospreay, after a grueling match, offers a handshake to Ricochet, who accepts it, but MJF gets up from commentary and isn't very happy with things. He says, come on, Big Trev, you're supposed to be the big new guy, get up with the win. Really, what can I expect from some bald charlatan who can't speak to save his life? Right, fine, you've won. You get your match at all. Ricochet, I don't care what you can do. You can flip off a cliff for all I care. Listen to me, Will. You've been out here trying to make all your friends out here in AEW. While I'm here trying to make myself the greatest asset in pro wrestling, the greatest asset pro wrestling has seen in 100 years. You have your buddies, so go along and play with them, while the big boys try to actually make something of their career. Your pathetic little ego is going to think, oh, I can't get myself mangled and leave my buddies out while I'm injured, bruv. You're going to quit, Ospreay. You're going to spit out those two little words. Justin Roberts is going to announce me as still your United States champion. MJF, he's walking down towards the ring, and he is close before Ospreay and Ricochet. They've gotten some time to rest. They give a little look to each other, and they begin preparing for a big old tope. So, they run out to the other side. They're bouncing up, throw up. MJF's like, oh shit. Runs away before they can do the move. They stop short of doing it, of course, because I don't want to hurt them. MJF, he's scurrying away. He's clutching the title as he and Ospreay exchange words off mic. Show goes off the air. 75, okay. Very much carried by the main event, I think. But still, I'm very much happy with this show. Next show is going to suck because I'm going to have it in the UK. And Popular is not as good there, obviously. But still, I'm happy with the amount of storylines being built up. So we move on for next time.